Good evening and welcome to the news. The case in the murder of Shelitin Enista in Bougainville in May last year started today with the selection of the jury. The jury is composed of 9 women and 4 men. Both defendants, Lucelle Labiche and Ashton Elizabeth, pleaded not guilty to the charges against them. Lucelle Labiche, 44, and Ashton Elizabeth, 18, are accused of conspiring between April and early May last year to kill Shelitin Enista. Lucelle Labiche has also been charged with murder, and Ashton Elizabeth has been charged with assisting in the commission of a crime. The case is being tried by Chief Justice Ronnie Govindan and is expected to be held over a month. The police have expressed concerns over the amount and variety of offensive weapons which people are carrying around. Recently, the police have confiscated a number of such weapons, which ranges from a variety of knives to baseball bats, despite the fact that baseball is not a common sport here. The police are reminding the public that it is an offense to carry such weapons. The age group of the culprits vary from school children to elderly citizens. Most of them are within the ages of 18 to 40 years old.
We have seen an increase in offenses related to the use of offensive weapons. Just this past weekend, we have stabbing. We've had wounding using knives, sharp objects, even scissors. This weekend only. We've had 4 or 5 cases, reported cases. There might have been more cases, but a scratch is not reported sometimes. So the police is very concerned with this situation, which is becoming more and more alarming. Just 2 weeks ago, one of our officers was wounded on Prala. Possession of offensive weapons carries a sentence of 7 years imprisonment. The police is still baffled by the amount of people being stopped whereby offensive weapons are seized from them.
The Ministry of Health is launching its COVID-19 vaccination campaign for children from 5 to 11 years old. They are encouraging parents to give consent for their children to take the vaccine. Consent forms will be given to parents when school starts next week. This week, the Ministry of Health is distributing the consent forms to schools, which will then give it to the children for their parents' consents. They will also be given an information sheet with all the necessary information about the vaccine.
We are expecting the parents to come forward. There are some conditions with chronic diseases like bronchial asthma, certain chronic disease, chronic anemia like sickle cell anemia, diabetes mellitus in children. They are the particular groups that we encourage them to come forward, because if these children, they fall sick, they get the infection from COVID-19, you find that they have a lot of complications. So we are encouraging these groups of children to come forward. Also, we encourage the parents to agree to give vaccines to their children, because when they go home, maybe you have grandparents which are sick with certain chronic disease, so they protect the grandparents at home and family members at home with this chronic disease. And also we know vaccines, the aim is to protect someone so that the child itself is protected from getting serious symptoms, complications, and even death.
The National Assembly has confirmed that its first session for the year will start in early March with the State of the Nation address by the President. A statement said the delay is necessary to complete renovation work in the chamber. Work is also underway to repair the visitors' gallery and one of the conference rooms, which were affected by flooding and a fire late last year. Meanwhile, the National Assembly says there will be changes on on the seating arrangements in the Assembly. Instead of the present rectangular arrangement, the seating will be a semicircle with all members facing the Speaker's platform. The Assembly says such an arrangement will fit the customary configuration of legislative chambers worldwide. A group of students from the School of Dance from Mahé and Ladig did their final performance called Alice in Wonderland. They were showcasing what they have learned in a 5-day workshop conducted by a well-known dancer from England, Cheval Dynot. The performance took place in the presence of the British High Commissioner, members of the National Arts and Crafts Council, the School of Dance, and parents, amongst others.
The participants in the dance workshop that was done last week come together to end their performance with a mucha dance. This is part of other dances that was performed for the adaptation of Alice in Wonderland. Other dances were mainly ballet, Cheval Dynot, the facilitator of the workshop, is satisfied with the children's performance, and he is satisfied that they were able to pull the performance off even with 5 days of preparation.
I think the students did all so well. I had 2 different groups to work with, the younger group and the older group. They were all so responsive, they were all hardworking, and they all listened. Ballet, the discipline I've come from, is very disciplined, and I wanted to instill that inside them as well as having fun. Alice in Wonderland is all about imagination. I believe that children have that in abundance, and they all did such a good job, and I am so glad that we pulled it off.
The British High Commissioner, Patrick Lynch, who was also present for the performance, said that he is very satisfied with the work of Mr. Dynot and appreciated the children's efforts and enthusiasm.
We are very proud that Cheval is choosing to inspire the next generation, not just in the UK, but in Seychelles. So we really thank Cheval for that. We also know that this is a key demonstration of how the British High Commission works in all of our projects in Seychelles, because it's all about our shared history, our shared values, and everything we do is in partnership.
The participants got a certificate of participation, and Mr. Dynot got a token of appreciation from the Executive Director for the National Arts and Crafts Council, Jimmy Savvy. The British High Commissioner has also confirmed that Mr. Dynot will be back in Seychelles next year.
News summary. Thank you for watching. I will be back with more news at 8, so stay tuned.